Index Ventures, well, it's launching a new book and an app, of course, for its own founders. The book is called Scaling Through Chaos, The Founder's Guide to Navigating a New Era of Innovation. It explores the challenges of designing a rapidly scaling organization, investing in leadership, and so much more. Joining us to break it all down, Index Ventures partner, Martin Mignot. And it's great to have you here. You, of course, moved from Europe to New York. You've been setting up more of a hub here. And I'm interested as to why founders need a blueprint, because almost the whole idea of startups is that they're unprecedented, never seen before, totally new.
Yeah, so maybe taking a step back. So Index Ventures is launching a new set of resources, as you mentioned, for founders to help them scale from 0 to 1,000 employees. And we call it Scaling Through Chaos, precisely to reflect the nature of the beast. That is, it is challenging and there's a lot of uncertainty. This is the most in-depth research on the topic. We analyzed more than 200 of the fastest growing companies of the past decade. Companies like Uber, Airbnb, Adyen, Datadog. And we also interviewed more than 60 founders and top operators from these companies to kind of bring the data to life. And the result is the book, the blueprint that you mentioned. 300 pages, an absolute page turner, I can guarantee. And a companion app called Team Plan, which is all available for free to everyone on scalingthroughchaos.com.
I know. But having a business of any sort is chaotic, at least, and then you throw in sort of huge valuations, purchases, not purchases. I think of Figma, of course, is one of companies that you backed in an extraordinary journey that Dylan's been on, and having to now continue to build no matter what, even when you think you've got a massive deal on the table. What was some of the most surprising things you heard from the founders?
Yeah, well, there are a lot. It's a lot of pages, a lot of findings, but the three that really resonated with us, I would say the first one is the time spent on people-related matters. It sounds obvious, but we quantified it in the book. And what's interesting is that across stages, so from 0 to 1,000 employees, it stays relatively constant at about 50% of the time of founders. And it's quite surprising for founders. Very often we think that the people-related matters is a bit of a tax on their time. Well, it's not. It's the main thing. The nature of the time you spend is a bit different. In the early days, it's mostly about hiring and onboarding employees. Later on, it's more aligning people and running the team. But that amount is pretty constant. The second finding that we thought was really telling was the importance of emphasizing performance over loyalty. One of the findings of the book is that by size 50, only 5 of the first 10 employees are still with the business.
Oh, wow.
And when the company reaches 1,000 employees, only 2 or 3. Which means it's not a failure, it is a nature of the beast. It is, this is a natural life cycle of a startup. It's very important for founders to realize that and almost embrace it, realize that it is part of the journey. And the third one is embracing chaos more generally. These companies on average are growing more than 2x year on year for 4 to 5 years. So at any given time during those first 5 foundational years, more than half of the team will be new to the business. So there is an inherent level of chaos and uncertainty that will happen, and you can't tame it entirely. And so you have to learn to live with it, grow with it, and bring processes progressively. And that's what this book and the app is hopefully will be helping founders to do.
And look, maybe use the chaos to your advantage. And what's interesting is it's called Navigating a New Era in Innovation. And boy, do we keep going on about the new era of AI. And I'm interested in how much that changes the game. When I think of HR, when I think of hiring, I suddenly think, well, is AI going to upend that amount of people that you're having to increase, or the types of people that you're adding to? How are you trying to foresee the new types of chaos companies are going to see?
Yeah, we may update later on our research for the new type of AI companies, but the way we think about innovation is that it happens through waves. And a wave doesn't replace the previous wave, it builds on top of it. So AI, for example, is built on top of cloud and mobile. And so that's why the pace of innovation seems and is actually happening faster, because you're leveraging what happened before. But the reality of building a business, I don't think will change. I think the time spent on people will remain at 50% across the entire life cycle in this first 1,000 employees journey of a company. And the type of people you hire and how you retain them and how you motivate them and how you lead them, AI is not going to change that. Actually, I think if anything, this is going to make it even more important.
Well, you're going to be talking about this much more at an event that you're hosting a little bit later. Index Ventures partner, Martin Mignot, we thank you so much for joining us today. Meanwhile, coming up,